RuneScape is filled with some absolutely wild drop rates. Some items are pretty much guaranteed, like getting bones drops from those pesky goblins in Lumbridge, while other items are a bit harder to get, like an abyssal dagger from a standard abyssal demon. That's a cool 1 in 32,000 drop rate, by the way. And my friends, that doesn't even scratch the surface of stupid rare item drops. Maybe one of the rarest drops in the entire game revolves around this dark little gem, known as the Uncut Onyx. Now, some veterans of this game may already know where I'm going with this, but the Uncut Onyx on its surface doesn't seem that crazy rare. Hell, the first line on the old school wiki page says that this is the second rarest gem, just behind the Zenyte. And even then, that Zenyte gem has been made into a necklace known as the Anguish, and that sees over 1,500 trades on a given day. It's safe to say that even the Zenyte, known as RuneScape's rarest gem, isn't that uncommon to see. So how does its second place brother have one of the rarest drop rates in the entire game? Well, my friends, that comes down to how you actually receive the item. We've all been there. You look up an item that you want, like the rune scimitar on the wiki, you scroll on down to the item sources, toggle that rarity filter to see the lowest drop rates, and you go ahead and you pick one of those top activities for the best odds at that item. Hey, the Zamorak Warriors have a drop rate of 1 in 50. That's not too bad, and that's what I did on my Ironman account. What almost no one does, though, is look at the rarest ways to get the item. And if we take a look at the Uncut Onyx wiki page, you'll find this horrific drop rate of 1 in 100 million. Now, this does come from the gem bag, which gives you 40 gems at a given time. All of those gems give you a chance at the Onyx, so that's why this little 40 is here in that 40 times 1 over 100 million. But even when you do the math, that's still a 1 in 2.5 million chance to happen. I don't think you get it yet. It took RuneScape players 4 years for someone to finally get the Onyx this way. That's just insane regardless of how you look at it. And even then, there are rarer ways to get certain items. In fact, the item that I'm talking about today is a 1 in 7 million drop rate. Yeah, this content creator got spooned yet again. But what in the world would warrant a drop like this? You probably already have a good idea what it is, so let's say it together. It's a pet. Okay, maybe you didn't know what it was, but pets in RuneScape are a super cool addition to the game, and they come in quite the variety. You can get some pets after completing a quest, like a pet cat after finishing up Gertrude's cat quest, or you can get bossing pets like the pet Chaos Elemental, which is RuneScape's oldest bossing pet. To get a bossing pet in the game, like the Chaos Elemental, all you have to do is go out and kill the boss. Each time that boss dies, you have a set drop rate of getting that miniature follower. In this case, you have a 1 in 300 chance of getting your own pet Chaos Elemental each time you kill that elemental out in the wilderness, which is pretty cool. Most bosses work the same way with a variety of drop rates and conditions. X has a 1 in 500 drop rate for Nextling. The Whisperer has a 1 in 2,000 drop rate for the Wisp. Oh my god, I'm looking at Tiny Temper at Temperots. That's a 1 in 8,000 drop rate per pull. But you get the point. Pets can be rare or they can be more common. But even the rarest pet that I just listed off is a 1 in 8,000. That's pretty far off from the crazy drop rate of the Uncut Onyx and what I've teased at so far. So what am I getting at? There's another category of pets in RuneScape, and those are skilling pets. Skilling pets are similar to their bossing pet siblings, but they have a weird drop rate depending on the method that you use to go obtain them. Bosses are pretty straightforward for the most part. The only thing you can possibly do with the boss is to go out and defeat them. Skilling, on the other hand, comes in a large variety of skilling methods. Let's take the heron pet, for example. This bird can only be attained while training fishing. But there's a lot of ways to train fishing in this game. You got shrimp, trout, pike, lobsters, eels, shark. Did I mention there's a lot of fish in this game? But the point that I'm trying to make is depending on the fish that you catch, you have a different drop rate of that pet. And you're gonna have to do some math to find out the exact drop rate. Don't worry, I hate math too, so we're gonna make this really, really simple. If you're out catching shrimps and anchovies, the very first fish that you're able to get in this game, to get the heron pet while fishing them, you have a base rate of 435,165. Yeah, that's a pretty gross number, but we're gonna take that base rate and we're gonna plug it into this equation. 1 over base rate minus your level times 25. Since shrimp and anchovies are caught at level 1, this makes the formula even easier, and we end up with a rate of 1 over 435,140, assuming I did my math right. That's pretty rough to say the least, but the good thing is with skilling pets is this rate decreases the higher level you are. Let's say that you're level 99 and you're fishing shrimp again to relive those glory days. This makes the formula look like this, and by doing the math, we get a rate of 1 over 432,690. Alright, yeah, it didn't help that number too much, but there's another factor into this. Stop catching shrimps and anchovies if you want the pet. The higher fishing level you have, the better fish you have access to, and wouldn't you know it, the higher fish gives you better odds at getting the pet. We can look at anglers, for example. That base rate is 78,649. That's a whole lot less than 435,000. Finally, there is one other factor in this whole pet hunting math rate crap that we're doing right now. If you have 200 million experience in a given skill, like fishing, and you're still hunting that heron pet, you are now 15 times more likely to go get said pet. It's still not that 1 in 300 for the Chaos Elemental, but at least you have some variety of options to choose from if you're going for skilling pets. For the Heron pet, it depends on which fish you're catching. Again, the base rate for the pet is 435,165 if you're doing shrimps, or you have the base rate of 78,649 if you're doing anglers. If fishing isn't your favorite skill, you can look at the giant squirrel, which is the agility pet. That equation still holds true here. It's 1 over the base rate minus your level times 25, but the base rate changes on which agility course you're doing. The thieving pet known as Rocky changes depending on how you're stealing goodies, and the list goes on and on. So let's get to it. What in the world happened to me to warrant this title and thumbnail? No, there's no way. No. At Tithe Farm? What? Oh my god, this has to be the rarest pet I've ever gotten. 37 farming. That, my friends, is the farming pet, known as Tangleroot, received at the rarest place possible. As you just heard from my reaction, I didn't even know you could get Tangleroot from the Tithe Farm, and I imagine a few of you didn't know as well. It's so ungodly rare. And if we quote from the wiki, although Tangleroot is obtainable from the Tithe Farm, it's extremely unlikely. In terms of probability, it would take nearly 3 billion farming experience on average, equivalent to 25,000 hours of gameplay. Yeah, that's the kind of luck we're dealing with here. I got the pet at level 37. Yeah, mega spooned to say the least. But if we add in the base chance and running those numbers, we have the absolutely absurd rate of 1 in 7,439,464. The base chance, by the way, is not a whole lot different. When I actually did the math, it was this number, and that, my friends, is just insane. Let's jump back to the uncut onyx again. You remember I noted it as maybe one of the rarest drops in the entire game, and yeah, that's a 1 in 2.5 million. We almost tripled it here. But just like the onyx drop, this pet is nowhere near the rarest pet in the game. It's not even close. In fact, according to the wiki regarding the amount of pets in the game, as noted by Jagex moderators, as of December 13th, 2023, there are over 100,000 Tangleroot pets in this game, which makes it number 9th as the most common pet. Little fun fact about the Tangleroot pet and myself, this is actually the very first pet I got on my main account as well. And I remember getting it stupid early on. I think I was around level 47 doing one of the very first fruit tree runs I've ever done. It was like by far the earliest pet I've ever got in the game, but it's also the first pet that I lost. Back then, I was the definition of broke and clueless about this game. I knew I had to get some cash together to insure the pet, so I went to go do Wintertot, the brand new skilling boss at the time, to grind out a few coins, and yeah, I died in the process. And I lost that pet for a few years. That was back in 2016, but thankfully in June of 2022, the insurance policy for pets changed, allowing me to buy back the pet that I once lost and allowed me to add him back into the collection. This is just a pretty insane moment for me in the game, and I wanted to share it with all of you, even though it's a bit nerdy as we got into some weird math numbers there that no one really likes to talk about, but it still is a great base to see how insanely rare this was. I am working on a larger Ironman progress video. It's just taking an insane amount of time due to the goal that I set for myself, so this happening is just a perfect excuse to make another video. That large Ironman video is going to be coming out here in a few days, even though that Leagues is starting this week, and I do plan on butchering that season as well. That Ironman video should still be coming out this week. But in the end, that's all that I have for you today. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments below, or you can try joining my clan. That's right, it's finally happening. After like a year of teasing this, I have finally made a clan. Fair warning for those joining, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, like none at all. I swear they made this as complicated as possible, and you can just look at all these options that I had to go through. So if you want to join the dumpster fire that it's going to be, the clan name is on the screen. Again, I have no idea how this works, so I allowed guests to view and talk in the chat so we can work out a way for everyone to join the clan that wants to join. As far as I'm aware, you can just follow the steps I'm showing on the screen right now to at least talk as a guest, so you can message someone in here to get added into the actual clan. It's just a simple social spot. There's nothing special, so join in the clan if you want to hang out and blow up the chat box with all the League messages that I'm sure are going to be raining in. But anyways, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Good luck on your grind and your personal goals, and I hope to see you again very soon. Stay inspired.